Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Wednesday, January 4, 2023, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. Also, check out our perks and join the High Stakes membership. Joining the High Stakes membership is easy, is cheap, but it will help a lot in the growth process of this channel. Plus check out our Patreon in the link down below if you want access for our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Going back to our games for today, make sure to watch our videos till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. One more thing before we start, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link in the description and comments section below. Charlotte Hornets vs Memphis Grizzlies. The Charlotte Hornets remain a mess that loses games by a wide margin, and that includes losing on the road by an average of 6 points and in the underdog role by an average of 8.3 points. Memphis has been one of the best defensive teams in the NBA, and that has resulted in a 23-13 record. Charlotte has been one of the worst defensive teams in the NBA and come in with a 10-28 mark. It has been an ugly season for the Hornets, and Terry Rozier had some harsh criticism about his team regarding their toughness. They will play better against the Grizzlies here, but they do not have enough to overcome their defensive inefficiencies. They come in 26th in the NBA in defensive rating, while serving up the 6th highest field goal percentage to opposing clubs. They have lost 13 of their last 16 games overall, and it has looked ugly at times. The Grizzlies have won 4 of their last 6 games and 2 of their last 3 road games. They are very good offensively, and they play just as well at home where they are scoring more than 112 points per game. They are one of the best rebounding teams in the league, and they've been more aggressive on the glass in recent games, grabbing more than 16 offensive rebounds per game in their last 3 games, which will give them more scoring opportunities. The Hornets aren't very good defensively, and they played worse in recent games, giving up more than 120 points in 2 of their last 3 games, so expect them to have a hard time slowing down the Grizzlies in this game. The Hornets have lost 4 of their last 5 games and 5 of their last 6 home games. They usually play well offensively, but they haven't been as efficient at home where they are scoring less than 110 points per game. Their rebounding has been good, and it will give them a chance in this game, but they've been very careless with the ball, which will lead to easy scoring opportunities for the Grizzlies, who averaged more than 9 steals per game in their last 3 games. With Memphis holding opponents under 106 points per game in their last 3 games, expect them to keep Charlotte's offense in check. Go with Memphis to cover the spread. Our team pick is Memphis Grizzlies -6 points. Charlotte comes into this game ranked 8th in pace of play. LaMelo Ball was absent at the beginning of the year, but he is back and healthy, for now. They are a different ball club with him on the floor, and although they struggle defensively, they are not the 30th ranked offensive rated club. That metric will certainly rise as the season goes on and LaMelo plays more. Memphis has not shot the ball particularly well, but they put up 115 points per game and lead the NBA in rebounding. The total is set a tad lower in this one, considering how bad Charlotte has been offensively, but I anticipate a better effort from the Hornets after they were trounced by the Lakers and subsequently called out by Terry Rozier. Our total pick is over 228.5 points. New York Knicks vs San Antonio Spurs. San Antonio was hit by a freight train in Brooklyn, a 139-103 loss in a game that was over after the first quarter. It is nearly impossible to trust the Spurs at this juncture of the season, considering they are in a full rebuild and in tank mode. New York jumped on the Phoenix Suns early and did not let up defensively in a 102-83 win on Monday afternoon. Julius Randle had 28 points and 16 rebounds, and Jalen Brunson, who returned after missing 3 games with a sore right hip, scored 24 points. They are a different club with Brunson available, and he should be ready for this game at home. San Antonio has lost 5 of their last 7 games overall. The Knicks are 11-5 against the spread in their last 16. San Antonio is a sieve defensively, and that is a massive deviation from what we're used to seeing from Greg Popovich coach teams. The Spurs have a competent offensive system, but they are simply unable to stop anyone from scoring seemingly at will. San Antonio has gone just 5-12 on the road this season and they are struggling right now. Going on the road to face a Knicks team that has 2 straight wins over Western Conference foes isn't a good matchup for them. New York has gotten on track by whipping Houston and Phoenix. They should have little problem scoring at will against the Spurs, and their defense holds San Antonio in check to make it 3 straight wins for New York. Our team pick is New York Knicks minus 8.5 points. The Spurs have been the worst defensive team in the NBA through the first 3 months of the season. They are amidst a long rebuild and traded away most of their players last year. Entering this game against the Knicks, they are last in opponent points per game, field goal percentage, and 3-point field goal percentage. They have been a bit better offensively, shooting the 16th best field goal percentage, but they cannot stop anyone, especially on the perimeter. They will finish at or near the bottom of the Western Conference and are in full tank mode for the best shot at the top pick. The total number has gone over in 6 of New York's last 8 games and 4 of their last 5 at Madison Square Garden. Our total pick is to take the over 229 points with confidence. Toronto Raptors vs Milwaukee Bucks. Toronto has been terrible this season in large part due to their shooting, and even though Milwaukee is on a back-to-back, I still like the Bucks to get the win and cover the spread. The Bucks have a very solid offense and good defense, and although Toronto has been led by its defense, but their shooting and offense have been a reason for their lack of success. Meanwhile, when Toronto played against the top players, they often have trouble stopping them, and I expect that to be the case here with Giannis. As well, the Raptors struggle around the glass, and I expect Brook Lopez to have success down low to also have success and get easy points. Our team pick is to take Milwaukee here. Milwaukee is set to host the Wizards and then play the struggling Raptors on Wednesday night. The Bucks suffered a 118-95 loss to the Wizards on Sunday before playing them again on Tuesday. Before the back-to-back games against Washington, Milwaukee scored a 123-114 win over the Minnesota Timberwolves. In the game, the Bucks were led by Giannis Antetokounmpo, who had 43 points and 20 rebounds, while Bobby Portis and Joe Ingles both had a double-double off the bench, as Portis had 22 points and 14 rebounds, while Ingles recorded 14 points and 10 assists. Toronto was expected to once again be a playoff team, but as the calendar flipped to 2023, many expect them to be sellers and try and tank the rest of the season. The Raptors are 16-21 and 12th in the East, but still is only a half game back of the Wizards for 10th. This season, Toronto is averaging 111.4 ppg, which ranks 26th, while the Raptors allow 111.5 ppg. This season, Toronto is led by Pascal Siakam, who is averaging 26.5 ppg. Anunoby is averaging 18.6, Fred VanVleet is averaging 18.1, Gary Trent Jr. is chipping in with 17.9 ppg, and Scotty Barnes is averaging 14.8 points. The Toronto Raptors are averaging 111.4 points on 45.2% shooting and allowing 111.5 points on 48.9% shooting. Pascal Siakam is averaging 26.5 points and 8.3 rebounds, while OG Anunoby is averaging 18.6 points and 5.8 rebounds. Fred VanVleet is the third double-digit scorer, and Gary Trent Jr. is grabbing 2.2 rebounds. The Toronto Raptors are shooting 32.9% from beyond the arc and 79.3% from the free throw line. The Toronto Raptors are allowing 36.4% shooting from deep and are grabbing 42.3 rebounds per game. Even though Milwaukee is on a back-to-back, I still like the over here. The Bucks have a great offense while Toronto's defense has struggled as of late, while despite being bad at shooting, the Raptors can still score quite a bit. This season, the Bucks are 19-17 in hitting the over, but after a loss that jumps to 8-4, which ranks second in the NBA for that stat. As well, the Bucks currently play at a pace of 100.5, while Toronto plays at a pace of 99.8, but Toronto's defensive efficiency ranks 20th. As well, Milwaukee's last 10 games are averaging 232.6 ppg, and the Raptors' last 10 games are averaging 228.2 ppg. Our total pick is over the total.